Sage?
Sage?
And Houdini, because you got away with it. No.
I think it's Travolta.
Is it Travolta?
Is it Travolta?
Yeah. Travolta.
It's Travolta.
Travolta the turkey.
Yes.
Travolta the turkey. Okay, listen, we've got this. Joining us now, some of Barney's biggest fans, the Pinkies, who are her great-grandmother Marjorie, grandmother Angela, Auntie Dawn, and 4-year-old Jane. Just come on in, Jane. Jane. It's Jade, isn't it?
Come on in,
ladies.
darling. All of you, come on in.
Because she was desperate to meet you, Jade, wasn't she? Go and give
him a hug. You're all Barney fans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she went to the concert, right?
Yes,
and
she
she
did.
wanted a hug, but she couldn't get backstage.
Couldn't get to the stage.
No. How old are you?
I'm a great-grandma.
You're 76 and you love him, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Cool. Okay, well, happy Christmas to you all. She's got her hug, which is great.
She's lovely.
Okay,
that's it. Apart from Barney, who's singing us for us in just a minute, tomorrow the Nativity is presented to you courtesy of the children of Dumfries. We're joined live by actors James Wilby and Anthony Andrews. And if you want to dress your kids up for a really smart party this Christmas, we've got some lovely children's fashion and also a Christmas surgery from Chris Steele. It's the last medical phone-in of 1997, so do give him a call.
You can't let go of him. You can't let go of him. It's absolutely brilliant. We've also got archive clips of the stars before they were famous. Gadget Man's got karaoke machines designed for the home. God help us all. But we're going to leave you now with Barney and his friends and a bit of help from the Nativity cast with Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Come on, darling.
We'll go over.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Cool.
The cast of The Bill, as you've never
And on this show we have celebrities, we have stars, we have superstars, megastars and legends.
Dame Edna Everage flatters the host.
You're a bit of an ageless type of person too, aren't you?
And the legendary Trevor McDonald makes an appearance. Des O'Connor tonight in the swing with the Spice Girls. Plus Alistair McGowan. Des O'Connor tonight, 8 o'clock on Granada.
These are the only peas with the bird's eye vitamins in peas guarantee. Perfect for your little VIPs.
Bye-bye, Daddy. Bye-bye, Daddy. Bye-bye, Daddy.
Make Christmas magic with Quality Street.
Okay, now, whoa! I will survive. As long as I've had Weetabix, I might just stay alive. I've got a safari park to do, an alligator with the flu, but I'll survive.
Have you had your Weetabix?
As a NACRO lodgings provider, I provide a room, bed and breakfast for homeless teenagers who need a second chance. If there's anybody out there who has a spare room and thinks they could help and give support to a teenager, get in touch with NACRO.
NACRO services are available throughout the Northwest. Their supported lodging scheme is specifically aimed at young people. If you feel you can help, please write to NACRO Supported Lodging Scheme, P.O. Box 321, Manchester M60 3AA.
A heinous crime committed.
Get off of her, cowboy. She's gonna die? She's gonna live. Gonna kill a couple of no-good cowboys. For what? For cutting up a lady.
But justice is never cheap.
And tell him there ain't no whore's gold!
Gene Hackman.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man.
Clint Eastwood. And Morgan Freeman in the award-winning film Unforgiven, tonight at 9.
Get the latest on the snow with Granada weather after the lunchtime report now from Hazel Barrett.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to the lunchtime news from Granada, and a look at the headlines. This Wednesday, 2 schoolboys win a partial victory in a legal test case over repairs to their school. Train drivers on Merseyside are to be balloted amid hopes of an end to their dispute. And Manchester United are to face the French champions Monaco in the last 8 of the European Cup. 2 boys who took their local council to court claiming that their school was a health hazard have won a partial victory in their legal action. A magistrate has ruled that Childwell Comprehensive in Liverpool does need some vital work, but he refused to blame dampness in the school as a reason for the ill health. Here's Patrick Snell.
Arriving at court today, 16-year-old Rod Salisbury with the blonde hair and 15-year-old Simon Worthington, bringing the case with their fathers, David and Peter, both school governors. The boys had claimed that their health and safety had been put at risk by dilapidated school buildings. The stipendiary magistrate, David Tapp, ordered the council's electrical department to go into the school and inspect electrical devices in 10 rooms on the school's halt wing. He also added other safety devices should also be inspected, as well as masonry on the Olive Mount site. That should be looked at as a matter of urgency.
It has been a tremendous result for the boys and the parents and the school as well.
Local authorities across Britain could now be faced with similar legal action by schools, their governors and pupils.
The huge construction programme to create a second runway at Manchester Airport received a major boost today. A rail link has opened to allow over 1 million tonnes of building materials to be transported to the airport. Here's our reporter Trevor Green.
Opening the new rail link, Transport Minister Gavin Strang first took a journey back in time, arriving by steam train along the short length of track, linking the construction site with the airport's own railway line from Manchester. But a more modern locomotive will be used when the rail work begins. It's cost £2.2 million to provide and will allow more than 1 million tonnes of stone to be carried by rail instead of road.
We'd had thousands of lorries on these roads, going through Buxton and through many places where it would have caused tremendous congestion and inconvenience. So this is a great development.
The rail link is provided by one of the biggest government grants of its kind, and it's only a temporary measure. However, during the 2-year construction period, it will save more than 180,000 journeys by road from quarries in Derbyshire. The rail link is part of the airport's environmental mitigation package. Villagers in the High Peak are said to be relieved by the plan.
There are hopes of a settlement in the Merseyrail pay dispute, with drivers being balloted on a new pay offer. But there's also a warning of more strikes in the new year, regardless of the result of the ballot. Rob Iskowski reports.
The drivers who've been staging a series of walkouts have been demanding £20,000 a year for a 37-hour, 4-day week. Merseyrail Electric say the latest deal is comparable with other operating companies. Now the train drivers are to be balloted on if to accept it.
At the end of the day, I think the membership will turn around and say that what's on offer is totally unacceptable. The trade union at national level have rejected it, and unless we get round the table and we have meaningful negotiations, then unfortunately it's going to be a long and bitter dispute.
But whatever happens, the next planned 24-hour walkout on the 6th of January will go ahead as scheduled, because the ballot result won't be known until the 7th.
Football now, and Manchester United have drawn Monaco for the quarter-finals of the European Cup. United are favourites to win the competition, and we went to Old Trafford this morning to get the reaction of the fans.
Well, any draw is going to be a tough one, isn't it now? So anyone will do. I think we'll beat anybody, get to the final.
I think the stadium, from memory, only holds about 17 or 18,000. So, but ticket situation might be difficult. Although I think they only get about 6,000 home fans, so we may be all right.
Well, I don't suppose there are any easy teams at this stage of the competition, but it could have been worse.
I think he does need to, get them in gear a bit more, get them to concentrate, and I think they should do it,
Pretty mixed reactions from the fans there. Well, joining me now is David Meek, an authority on Manchester United, if there ever was one. He's Alex Ferguson's press advisor and a former sports reporter with the Manchester Evening News. And incredibly, since the Munich air disaster in 1958, David has only missed 6 United games. So, David, welcome to you. So, United against Monaco, what do you think? Is that a good draw?
I think it's a great draw. I mean, obviously, the club are not going to saying it's a pushover. Everybody who gets into the last 8 must have done something to have got there, but really, if you could pick your opposition, this is the opposition I would have gone for.
It's the plum tie. What are Monaco like, though, as a team? I hear they're very technically good.
Yes, they're not one of the sort of all-time great clubs, but they won their league, and they were the top scorers in the competition in the qualifying stage, so they obviously can score a lot of goals. They have a couple of good players. They have Terry Henry, and there's a Scot who plays for them as well, John Collins. So it should be home and home for Alex Ferguson.
Many people always assume that United are unstoppable, but of course a week ago they lost to Juventus.
Yes, I think there was a lot of disappointment there because the fans, at any rate, and the club wanted to make it 6 out of 6. But they'd qualified before that last game against Juventus, and at the end of the day, professional footballers, they need something to play for, and they didn't. Juventus did, and they wanted the result that little bit more, and so they won. But, I mean, you can ignore that. United have stormed through their qualification.
David Meek, thank you very much. I understand the dates for those matches is March the 4th in Monaco and March 18th at Old Trafford. Thank you very much.
Right.
Staying with football now, and Preston North End came back from the brink of crashing out of the FA Cup last night. Here's Simon Day.
Second Division Preston knew they had a tricky tie. Third Division frontrunners Notts County. The point made simply on 51 minutes by Sean Farrell. With County dominant, North End's hopes of salvaging anything looked dashed. But dead on 90 minutes, they came from nowhere in sensational style. Assistant manager David Moyes, on in the second as sub, drew them level. Preston needed little incentive to lift themselves for the extra time that followed. Rescue complete on 96 minutes, David Ayres completing the turnaround. Deepdale now has a plum home third-round tie with First Division Stockport County.
The emergency services are bracing themselves for a hectic afternoon as the freezing weather heads our way from the south. Overnight, the high winds damaged guttering and chimneys. In Greater Manchester, the gabled end of a terraced house collapsed, injuring a man. It came down onto the roof of a factory where he was working. And this morning, the gritters have been out in some parts of the region preparing the roads for snow that's expected sometime this afternoon. Well, to see how we will be affected, here's Fred to tell us what the next few days have in store for us.
Good afternoon to you from a very cold northwest of England. Do you know that water behind me is actually warmer than the air at the moment because water keeps its heat. Now the problem today or this morning has been this bitingly cold easterly wind. The temperature is actually above freezing in the northwest, but the wind makes it feel much colder than that. Now the south of England has been badly affected by snow, and this band of snow is tracking north, but whether it actually reaches us is a bit of a problem at the moment. It could well arrive as rain, because what's happening is the temperature is actually rising. Over in the English Channel at the moment, the air is actually warming up, and this will come in our direction. So we're in for a very cold afternoon with some rain or maybe snow coming in our direction, but my advice to you is stay indoors and keep warm.
It's even cold for Fred. I think his jaw is frozen there. Well, that's it for now. Thanks very much for your company. In Granada tonight this evening, the farmers that have descended on a town in the region protested restrictions on the sale of beef. Plus, it's high drama in the world of pantomime for our reporter Paul Crone. So join us at 6 from me for now. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
Granada weather, sponsored by First Choice Holidays, for a clear choice.
Snow will spread to all parts of our region this afternoon. Most of it light, though, but there will be some drifting on the Pennines. It'll be bitterly cold and very windy, with some gales in places. The snow will turn to rain after dark, and it will become milder during the night, with temperatures up to 6 Celsius by the morning. However, it will stay windy. That's the latest from the Granada Weather Centre.
For a more detailed 5-day outlook, call Weather Update, sponsored by First Choice Holidays, on 0891 559977.
Welcome to their new love nest and meet the lodger from hell.
When can I move in, Drake?
Melanie Griffith and Matthew Modine.
I don't like this guy.
What is happening to you?
If he's in, he's got rights. That's how it works.
I want him out of here!
And Michael Keaton.
I know you're in there. I can hear you in there.
A relationship torn apart by evil.
Get a lawyer.
Pacific Heights, this Saturday at 9:10.
Well, why not test your cooking know-how with cuisine on Granada at 1:50.
From the studios of ITN The News with Dermot Murnaghan and John Souchet.
Good afternoon, welcome to the programme.
Hello, in this Wednesday's lunchtime news, whiteout, snow chaos in the Midlands and South. Now it's heading north, the latest on the freezing conditions. Government shake-up of cervical tests, will it improve the screening service? And the 2 schoolboys who took on the authorities over their crumbling school, how the case has finished.
Freezing blast from Siberia continued to wreak havoc here today with major snowfalls across Britain. The worst hit is southern England with drifts of up to 4 feet deep. In the West Country and in Wales, dozens of schools were closed as winds brought temperatures plunging to as low as -10 degrees Celsius.
But predictably, most of the disruption was on roads, railways and at airports. Motoring organisations described conditions as an absolute nightmare. Police said many people were driving like idiots. John Draper reports.
The new cold front came in overnight from Russia and left a blanket of snow across southern England before sweeping north on its way to Scotland. The actual temperatures were hovering around freezing, but the wind chill factor brought it down to -12 in some places.